Hello, beautiful galactic spirit. Welcome, you magnificent star child. You galactic child of the ever expanding universe. And today we're going to talk about how the Native Americans call expressing your five senses in gratitude and living in that state of joy and abundance for all living things, the beauty way. Star is all about looking at everything through the eyes of magnificence and your magnificence. And that is what we're going to talk about today. And we're going to also talk about where we are. I always like to do a brief little lesson on the progression of our conscious evolution with our galactic spirit and the astrological references and how our synchronicities are experiencing our birthrights at the same time, and we are all in cosmic unity in the galactic field, in the universal field, in the divine matrix, whatever you want to call it, as we are all growing our magnificent beauty way together in perfect time and in perfect synchronicity. So we're going to talk about where we've been, where we are now, and where we are going in our conscious evolution. And let's just start with that we are living in a third dimensional world where we think that reality is tangible, but through quantum study and quantum exploration, we know that nothing is solid, and consciousness, like the consciousness in our bodies, the open space in our DNA that scientists say it's no stuff. Well, that stuff is waiting to be reawakened and activate our electromagnetic vibration in our auric field to tap into the electromagnetics existing throughout universal space and time. And that is our objective with Galactic Spirit, according to the indigenous prophecy, since we mentioned the natives who talk in terms of living the beauty way. They observe the star people and the star teachings, and they understood that by paying attention to forces beyond the seen, which we talked about last cycle with Eagle, this is where we just came from, seeing the unseen with expanded visions as well as eagle eye perceptions and perspective and unlimited views, we can then adventure and look at our lives through the beautiful possibilities and the heart, what I call the heart of creation, that the star people taught the indigenous ones, and that now modern society, modern people like you and me are finally starting to awaken to. So that is where we are as far as concepts, and I want us to start thinking like glittering stars in the universe and being beacons for light as we continue to evolve our consciousness, beaming our glitter, our fairy dust, if you will, our galactic fairy dust as we go. And we talked about this a little bit in the last 13-day cycle. We talked about how not only will Galactic Spirit manifest your personal desires with your job, with your relationship, with your personal insights, with your evolving consciousness, but the more we work on our inner perceptions with unlimited views, the more we will start vibrating at a higher frequency, not only radiating and beaming love and light to our familiars, people in our immediate surrounds, our families and friends and business associates, but just by the nature of we are sending these radiations out into the auric field, into the collective unconscious, we are really helping to shift to reach the tipping point where our consciousness will evolve into higher dimensionality and greater thinking and greater possibility and quantum thinking as compared to just in a third dimensional worlds. So that is our objective. We already talked about where we were last cycle. So where are we right now in the map of cosmic consciousness? Here we are with the 260 days. Remember, each one of these little squares is a birthright, and we are starting the 13-day cycle, in the 13th, oh, there you go, move over a little bit, in the 13th row. And each one of these rows, as we mentioned before, has significance. And this 13th row, just like the 13th day in our star cycle, the 13 is all about completion. It's all about gratitude. 13 is not about bad luck at all. It is about giving back. It's about being in gratitude. It's expressing our fulfillment. And star energy that we are in right now is certainly living in fulfillment of all of the energies that we have been able to manifest during our last 260 days together. And since we're talking about coming to the end of this row, and to the end of this cycle and in gratitude and fulfillment on the 13th day, I just want to point out something very cool to you. And I'm going to go over, might as well go over it now. I attempted, how do I do this? I attempted to show you this last time with the eagle and the micro details of each of the cycles, but my cards were so slippery that I had a total meltdown, but I think I handled it pretty well. Remember, this is all done live for you with my own stream of consciousness. Whatever's going to come out is going to come out. And what I'm going to try to remind you about, depending on when you're coming in and how you're looking at things and looking at the different nuances of all your birthrights, yes, we are in the 13-day cycle of star, finding the beauty way, sensory enjoyment beyond our five senses to see the sparkle and the glitter in everything that exists. And we're going to detail a little bit about different ways that you can look at that in a few minutes. And we are going either around the wheel of 13 days or up the spiral of 13 days, and wheel upon wheel, we are traveling in the last 13-day cycle of the Green Castle, which is all about your universe, the way you are expressing your verse, living in higher consciousness and we started, and this 52 days started with the moon cycle, a fluid transcendence, and inner soul purity. We went into wind, which was all about two-way connection with your galactic spirit and your spiritual guides and telepathy. And we just went to the eagle, which was last cycle. And now we're completing this 52 days with the 13-day star, living in the beauty way, before we cycle back around, deepening our wheel, starting with and reevaluating how we want to design our lives in order to go deeper into our evolving consciousness. So that's where we are right now. And I am going to attempt, without hopefully slipping away, to show you the nuances of each day and why it's so important to follow along with the daily energies, because you're going to be able to see the 13 nuances, not only of activating your magnetics, overcoming duality, and magnetics of your body, overcoming duality, working on the nuances, electro neurons in your brain and firing them, combining your electromagnetic energies, working on the balance of electromagnetic energies to trust and empower them, fractalizing your vibrations, resonating truth and authenticity, and moving through all this cycle of 13 within your heart of creation, all within your star being, all within enhancing and glittering your star energy. Not only you're expressing your gratitude for everything that you're able to manifest and fulfill, but being able to twinkle your beautiful galactic stardust as you go. Each of these energies, up to 13, has an energetic nuance, which is one of the same. Let me show it to you this way. And all these are on Galactic Spirit. So here's our 52-day castles. Here is our 20 13-day cycles, and we're at star now before we start this cycle again. And here are all the nuances of exactly the same 20 birthrights. So, for example, okay, I don't want to get the dropsies here. The first day of each new cycle is always a duplication. So day one is star of star. So you really can chew in on what star means. What does it mean to you at this time? And start looking around you at all the glitter in your life. How are you creating beauty in your surrounds? Is your feng shui nice? I might as well give myself a plug. Feng-shui- interior-design.com. I'm an award-winning mind, body, spiritual author, written 7 feng shui books. I don't know if you knew that or not. Might as well give it to you. Is your environment pretty? Is your garden pretty? Is things that are surrounding you pretty? Are you designing beautiful projects? It doesn't have to be creative projects. It could be business projects. Are you designing beautiful relationships? Are you designing great love and attention with your kids and your pets? I mean, it doesn't really matter. Are you creating beauty in your surround? So the first day of each of the 13-day cycles is always a duplication. So day number 1 is doubled your energy, to really have a look at it. So your second day, as you go up the spiral, remember each of the days has its own daily meaning, while it has a nuance. So if you'll notice, there's day number 2. It's got 2 dots. So it's moon of star. What is moon about? Moon is all about your innate soul purity. So how are you overcoming duality, the day of 2, with your innate soul purity in finding your creative outlets, in expressing your gratitude and fulfilling your desires? Okay, so day number, I'm not slipping at all so far. Keep your fingers crossed. Day number 3, love above all else. It's the electric day. Day number 1, we magnetized our bodies. Day number 3, and you can follow along. There's other videos of what the specific day numbers mean. Day number 3 is electric. So you're working on the electrical neurons in your brain that wire together, fires together, and by working on the electrical component of your brain, you're diminishing and releasing monkey mind chatter and putting only the thoughts in there that you're wanting to, and your electric mind is helping you do that. And dog is the energy of love, love above all else, unconditional love and self-compassion. So instead of being hard on yourself, that maybe by day 3 you beat yourself up because you're thinking unproductive thoughts and your monkey mind has run amok, it's okay. Dog steps in and says, I love you, Starseed. I love you. Be compassionate for yourself. Have unconditional love for yourself. It's the only way you can love out into the world. And how are you going to be the heart of creation for not only for yourself and others? How are you going to take a walk and enjoy the sparkling star glitter, the way light is hitting trees and the earth, or the sparkle that you see in a puddle on the street? That is what I'm talking about when you look around to see the beauty that is constantly around us. Here, have an appreciation if we see or hear a bird fly by, and you can hear his beautiful wings fly. So that is what we're talking about in Sing the Beauty Way, that the indigenous talked about as we express our gratitude for being alive and being able to create through our love and our electromagnetic field anything that we want to create in 5th dimension, and not be limited to our 3-dimensional world or our limited perceptions of what we think is true. And remember, last cycle we were talking about expanding perceptions beyond what we thought was true. Star gives us this added bonus of being able to be witness to all the beauty in the world and the glitter and the sparkle. So day number 4, we've now been able to add our electric bodies from day number 1, come together, overcome duality, step into oneness, and day number 3, activate our electric minds. And now we have the capacity with radiating our electromagnetic frequency. And this is the energy of monkey, magic, play, and joy. So instead of when you take a walk being mopey about not being able to get rid of unwanted thoughts and emotions, just pretend you're a child. What was the joy that you experienced as a child playing or taking a walk outside, seeing the beauty way in nature? So these daily nuances are the energies that are being expressed in each daily Birthright video under the umbrella, if you will, of the other cycles of our cosmic consciousness, such as the monkey is the nuance, magic, play, and joy of our 13-day cycle in the heart of creation and the heart of creativity. Day number 5, human. I just got fuzzy. Here you go. Human, there you go. Can you see it? Human is all about free will, taking compassionate action. Are you willing? Having the courage to make decisions as a human being, even though you are star-seeded in our 3rd dimensional reality, to step out of our complete humanness and welcome our star beingness. So as you go through all of these days, you will be able to see the nuances of your heart of creation. I love Skywalker. Skywalker is a perfect example, and we talked about this last time and the time before, how you can immediately step into no space and no time with practice, grounding yourself to the Gaia, to the crystalline grid, to Mother Earth, and going all the way up to our ever-expanding galaxy. And I love this image because you can, there's actually those beams of light that you can travel on based upon this image. And I love how this Skywalker even follows Buddhist tradition, because they say that when you pass, you move into light. And in the Tibetan book of Living and Dying, they say to leave the body out. Really evolved Buddhist monks, they leave the body out for I think it's 5 days, and they can actually witness the body transform into light. So it's carried on these light beams, and this is our access to our multidimensional reality. It gives us access to the quantum field. That's what Skywalker does. Please go back and review. If you don't remember what these are, go review what each of these birthrights means. There's only 20 of them, each combining into the whole. So when each of the nuances show up within the 13-day house adventure, you can start applying the nuances of the 260 days that become your evolutionary birthright. One birthright a day, it's not overwhelming. I'm just trying to compartmentalize all 13 of them in this one little video so you can have an overview and get multidimensional insights on how you can start experiencing, in this example, in this 13 days, your beauty way, your heart of creation, experiencing your gratitude, and looking at the subtle nuances of life as you open your eyes and you experience with all your 5 senses in a different way that you've never experienced before. And by looking at by experiencing, sensing and feeling your experience, your 5 senses like you never experienced before, you can have crossover. Have you ever had the experience where something is so beautiful, or you've heard such a beautiful song where your body shivered with goosebumps? Well, what that means is you're crossovering your 5th senses. Each sense is activating another one, and in multidimensional consciousness, they are all heightened beyond what we have even experienced in our 3rd dimensional world. And you've tasted that. How do you taste that? You close your eyes, you close your nose, and you cannot taste. A lot of us can't even identify what we've put in our mouth because we didn't see it and we didn't smell it. So with our eyes closed and our nose closed, we have no idea what we ate, and perhaps if we held a slice of an apple instead of a whole apple, and we weren't really paying attention to our senses, and even tasted the apple, we still might not even know that we tasted an apple because all of our senses weren't working together. That's what STAR teaches us. How to cross over with our 5 senses, and for every sense, experience all of them simultaneously in a more enlightened and a more heightened way. And you can practice that with Skywalker. Just to see, that is day number 6. I'm not going to go through all of these, and maybe I'll just do it really quickly for you. Day number 7 is Wizard. Wizard is, what's the best example of Wizard? Enchanted receptivity. Wizard, so here we're talking about experiencing the senses. Day number 7, even though 7 has its own progression, Wizard is the nuance, and it says, how are we going to be more like magically, enchantedly receptive to everything around us? And how does it give us mediumship into the Akash? And seeing things in a very different way, and accessing these multidimensional aspects of ourselves. Day number 8, Eagle. We know all about Eagle. That was our last adventure, seeing with a broad view and a bird's eye view with microscopic detail to see perceptions from all sides. Day number 9, courage and determination. Be the warrior. Trust ourselves and the information that we receive. When we see sparkling on a plant, could that be multidimensional aspects? According to quantum string theory, we are all living in multidimensional dimensions simultaneously. So what are we seeing? I don't know why I feel like sharing this with you, but sometimes when the humidity is very, very, very high and it feels like rain, I can sit outside and I can actually see the thickness of the moisture in the air as almost like little pixels. And what I do, how do I practice my heart of creation? How do I practice all my birthrights in the beauty way? When the air is like that and I see those pixelations and the denseness, I visualize that as multi-dimensions, and I look for holes in there. I look for portals where there's an opening in that shimmer. Does that make sense? You probably think I'm crazy, but I have seen it. How do I see it? I get rid of the illusion of the fact that I think that I can't. I step out of my mind and this thinking that's over and over again and this endless chatter and empty my mind, and just say, no, I know that that's possible. And then under certain conditions, you can see it. That is the heart of creation. That is the beauty way. That is what the indigenous people knew when they took advice from the star people, because the star people gifted them the ability to see beyond their 5 senses. Are you courageous enough to do it? Warrior inside star reminds us to do that. And how are we going to look at the synchronicities and navigate through our beauty way? How are we going to walk on the earth day in, day out during our lifetimes and be able to navigate through expressing our beauty, expressing our gratitude, expressing the fact that we've been able to manifest and fulfill our desires? Let's be a mirror of reflection for others. How are we expressing that? How are we looking into the mirror? How do we look in each other's eyes through love and compassion and show them the heart of creation? I'm just giving you little snapshots of what these nuances can mean. Then we've got storm. Storm is about breakdown or breakthrough. Yeah, break down those preconceptions in order to, like our last effort almost, to awaken to our ways to be able to create anything that we want and see all the beauty around us. And I love the completion of this energy. So now day number 13, let me just show you this ascension spiral again. Day number 13, we've seen all the nuances of all these days. We've ridden the wheel from day 1 all the way through 13. I love the magic of how this system works because now we are at the energy of sun. We are sun enlightenment. That's what sun is all about. Connected enlightenment in star, in the beauty way. This happens to be day number 260 in our galactic map. It happens to be a DNA, a portal day. So during the 13th day of this cycle, the veil is thinner. Those are the days that you can see through the humidity, through the shimmer, for example, see things you've never seen before because you are evolving your consciousness. And what I think is so awesome from an astronomical perspective is our sun, representative of connected enlightenment, connected to our unified field, connected to our wholeness and our oneness, which is our innate inheritance. That's what the sun energy is. The sun is our star. So the last energy of the 260-day progression, star child, star seed, galactic spirit, is your connection to universal spirit and the chalice of all that exists through our sun, through the earth star, through the heart of creation, in ultimate gratitude. Because through that elevated emotion of gratitude is where everything starts. It is the alpha, it is the omega, and it's every step in between. It is the circle of life. Gratitude. And being grateful that we have this cosmic connection because it is our inheritance to be connected to all things. And we are whole. And we are infinite and ever expanding. Take a breath in there. Sun in star completes this cycle of 260. But we're not finished, unless you're dead. With the universe ever expanding consciousness, where there is no boundary between where the galaxies, where the universe stops and beyond. There is no boundary there. It keeps on expanding. So in that expansion and in our adventures throughout no time and no space, while we are experiencing gratitude every day with every birthright, we are given the opportunity to go deeper. So as we finish this cycle with the last day of star, we begin again with our new initiation to another layer of ascension. We begin again. As the day ends, as the cycle of 260 ends, we begin a day on another DNA day, on another magic portal day, to pull back the veil, to restart our ascension. So from star, I'll show it on the screen. From star, we move back into our rebirth. Just like winter is the nesting for spring, or night is the nesting for the new day, as the sun sets on this magnificent heart of creation, we begin our cycle again with dragon. Dragon is redesigning your life purpose with all the birthrights that you have already experienced thus far, and looking at them from another dimension, from a deeper way, where coincidences and circumstances unfold and reveal themselves in even a deeper, ever deepening way. And you get an opportunity again to redefine your destiny and set the intention for the next cycle. And how expanded do you want to go? How much more do you want to raise your vibration and radiate your frequency out into the world? So from the castle of ultimate connection, you're moving back into initiation. And that, my star-seated friends like you, is where we continue our evolution deeper and more profound. From my heart of creation to yours, namaste. I honor the light within you as we ever expand together. I look forward to continuing this star-seeded journey with our 13 days of star, and going back to our roots and starting our reascension, spiraling and expanding our consciousness even higher when we meet next time in Lakesh. I am another yourself.